All right, is it recording? It's probably not focusing very well. I finished this page, except for the dialogue, and made some edits, and I did the shading. This is what was missing last time I showed this page. This is the AI. I'm wondering if I should use like the abbreviation A and an I as an I, because I always symbolize it as an I, the evil eye, right? And in this next page, I want to show a door opening up, and he walks through, and then the rest of the page will be this gigantic clone or creature or robot that he confronts. And so what we're really looking at is like this sort of massive ratio. So up here would be the panels where the door opens up, and maybe we could just do something really simple. Like the way comics wants to work is you base a lot of stuff off the z-axis, right? So we have the x-axis up and down, the y-axis is left and right. Let me do this again. But the z-axis is depth. And it's tough in comics because you're either going to have to show the main character from behind to show things in front of him, or you're going to have to figure out some other perspective tricks to show the character advancing further into the hall. I want to show there's these bodies in the hallway. So I've got to show them somehow. And actually, you know what? I still want to have the actual door opening. So maybe this is one panel, and then a panel where he's going through the door. And I think I have these sort of coffin-shaped doors. I can't remember how I drew it. Let's take a look. Let's refresh our memory here. It's this set of doors. It's actually not a coffin-shaped door, so it's this door at the end. And actually, there's nobody really close enough for him to walk past and still show the door, so we don't have to show that. We might just show the very end of the guy out here. Here's our gargoyle. There's his wings. And we now know this is a square door. And it's just starting to open. Maybe our gargoyle figure is a little bit short. We don't want to distort it too much. There's his tail. We might do something with a silhouette here, but when we get to the end, I think we're going to do like a low horizon. And I'm actually of two minds of how I want to do this. Either the humanoid figure is like a giant, like a god, right? He's gigantic compared to our pretty tough looking gargoyle. Or I had the other option, and these are story options. It'll change the story, whichever one I choose. Or we do sort of the thing where he's collapsed in a chair just like those other bodies and somewhat helpless, but he's still heck, this is the one I think I might go with. Because he's not really activated yet. Whatever he is. Could make him even bigger. Maybe he's just drooling. It makes me want to do, maybe I'll just go to full bleed on the outside panel, so rather than have this panel border, we'll just do the whole thing as an open panel. Oops. We might even have the gargoyle fly up. And then, what do you do at that point? There has to be some kind of interaction between our gargoyle character and this sort of computer-controlled character. And in my mind, in the story, I want the gargoyle to sort of win the exchange, although possibly by accident. As my friend Dan Razzle said, it should be, maybe he asked him some kind of logic question that makes the robot lose its mind, and that's a good idea. I'm still trying to brainstorm how it ends. I know it ends with, in the next couple of pages, with the destruction of this AI. We can see it's a world at war, where these drones are attacking regular humans, and then when he finally goes to the tower, you can see that the tower is itself run on human brain power. I don't know if you can see it, but oops. Well, I caused it to crash. Let's try it again. We can see that the tower runs on these sort of human, human creativity or human ingenuity or something. But how does it end? Well, it's called the tower because it's named after the tower card in tarot cards. And I want to show that it ends somehow with the destruction of the tower, the crumbling of the tower. So this will be my next page. As you can see, it's a super rough. I don't use thumbnails. I know people love to use thumbnails in comics. This is, I guess, the equivalent. It's really a rough. It's doing the functional equivalent job. There must be some kind of irony in the story somehow. I just have to figure out what that irony is. And then maybe even another idea I had, although I kind of want to use the human face, is to just put the eyeball, the AI. But not 100% sure how I would do that just yet. Maybe we just superimpose it. Maybe it's superimposed somehow. We'll have to figure it out. Could be something like that. I don't know. Something to think about. All right. That's it. That's my rough for page 7. See you tomorrow.